Okay, quite a number of reforms have been taking place in Nigeria as regards real estate developments. Recently, the Central Bank of Nigeria has ordered all banks and financial institutions that have real estate sector as a subsidiary to spawn that off and see how they can have real estate sector as an independent body such that more developments can come into that aspect. Then also mortgaging has also been spawned off, has been ordered to be spawned off by Central Bank of Nigeria, which is the regulatory body in Nigeria. Now, I just want to ask you, based on your own experience, what do you think of these directives that has been given? Do you think they are in the right line to give positivity to that aspect, to real estate sector in Africa?
I can't comment in detail on the reforms initiated in Nigeria, but what I can say from a global perspective, when those type of reforms, right, are done, it does have significant implications for the real estate sector in terms of driving value and wealth creation. If you just look at the mortgage sector, for instance, that is not even in embryonic stage yet in Africa. If you look how advanced those asset classes are in the rest of the world, then there's a huge opportunity in Africa for that. The problem and the challenge, however, is with mortgages is you first need a significant cleanup of the lands offices and the credibility of title. And this is where the creation of new satellite cities holds such opportunity, because you're taking virgin land and bringing parcels or new title plots to the market for the first time, which gives the financial institutions and the mortgage lenders enormous comfort in lending against that property, because it is uncontaminated title deeds that have never been an issue before.
Okay, let's look at the Africa generally. What would you say about real estate sector in terms of development and giving attention to that?
It is a booming asset class that will be there for many years to come, simply because mortgages are still such in infancy. Plus you add to that serious economic growth across the continent, you're going to have a construction and a property sector fueled by growth and demand for many years to come. You have countries with less than, on average, 5% of the population that have a mortgage. Right? In developed countries, you have 95% of the population that have mortgages. So the potential for Africa is enormous, and it has only just started on the trajectory of a property boom.
Okay, so one more thing. Let's draw it down to the whole theme under this economics conference. How is it possible for that to give good contribution, good level of contribution to urbanization in Africa?
Urbanization is probably the biggest growth driver on the continent, right? And 60% of young people in Africa today will live in cities that have not been conceived yet. And the more that there are events like this, and the more that it's spoken about in terms of what's happening on city development and urbanization, the more it will attract foreign capital and investors to recognize Africa as that asset class for real estate in the future.
There's mortgaging and then there's real estate sector. Of course, a lot of time people tend to bring the two together. There tend to be some level of conflict there. How do we draw the line?
There shouldn't be levels of conflict. It should be cooperation between the two, because a real estate developer, in order to sell and offload assets best and quickest, is through mortgages. The more mortgages are available, the quicker a real estate developer will be able to sell its product in the market, because more numbers of people have access to capital, which means there are more buyers for that specific product.
Just an addition, sir. I'm sure you understand how the economics are right now in Africa generally, considering the Eurozone crisis and its effect and the impact right now on Africa. Now you have a lot of people that are downtrodden out there, and they do not have enough access to facilities in terms of banking and all of that. How is it possible for the grassroots people, those people that are downtrodden, to benefit from the real estate developments that are likely to be given by the politics?
First of all, for the lower income groups, the biggest benefit of real estate development is job creation and the ripple effect that that has in the local economies. We have seen with large projects across the continent how just putting up one 20-story building with 20 levels can create up to 1,000 employment opportunities. And then the peripheral effect of that is those 1,000 people, many of whom have never had a job before, again support 3 or 4 people. So the effect of one building is very quickly on 4 to 5,000 people. And you start multiplying that on a city-wide scale, the upliftment for the whole economy is significant. And just to come back then in terms of, yes, the problems faced with Europe, but Europe is recording negative growth. Africa is recording 5% plus growth, right? That is a big difference. And the world is obsessed with the problems in the north instead of looking at the opportunities in the south.